Hey everyone, I am excited to be introducing Module Seven's film, Carrie, from 1976, one of my all-time favorite films, a film that I've shown often in this class, even when it was taught in person for many years. I think it's one of the best films of the 70s, and I'm really excited to be sharing it with you. We are talking this week about the mid-70s to late 70s. This is the post-Watergate, post-Vietnam era. I talked in the PowerPoint that there's a lot of malaise in this time period in the United States, a lot of distrust of authority, a lot of investigation of an individual themselves, thus the 70s being called the me generation, moving forward on their own, kind of sometimes to a dark new world. We don't know what's going to happen. So there's a lot of focus on the individual at this time. We see films like Taxi Driver, films about the individual moving forward, having conflict, having angst. And Carrie really fits into all of this. Carrie's based on the 1974 novel by Stephen King and is really widely considered one of the best adaptations of a Stephen King novel. It has been remade and done again, but I still think the original, directed by Brian De Palma, which we're going to talk about, is the classic. It's the best. If you don't know the story of Carrie, Carrie is a story about a young 17-year-old girl, Carrie White, well played by Sissy Spacek. We'll talk about that. Carrie is very isolated, very confused, bullied by her fellow high school students and tormented by them. Carrie is raised by a over-religious, quite fanatical, crazy religious mother, Margaret, well played by Piper Laurie. And she's in this kind of existence where she's been kept sheltered from things. She's 17 years old. She doesn't know about sexuality, her own sexuality. The film begins with her terrified because she has her first period in gym class. This is Carrie's world, and it's a scary world. And Carrie also has a power that a lot of people don't know about. She has telekinesis. And if you don't know what that is, telekinesis is where when you are an emotional distraught or emotionally enhanced or aroused, you can use your mind to move things, to cause havoc. So she's just learning how to grapple with this. All this is kind of going on while she's trying to finish high school. This is her world. So what we learn in Carrie is how she's going to, and this is really where I think it's tied to the PowerPoint and the time period. Well, this is about a young woman trying to explore her own sexuality, trying to move forward, trying in a feminist way, trying to become herself, her own person. She's got things stopping her. She's being bullied. She's got a crazy mother that wants to keep her from things, that wants to repress her, not to have her date, not allowing her to have sex, that kind of thing. Carrie's got all this going on while she's got this power to be able to move things, to be able to kind of cause havoc if she needs to, if she's in a high emotional state. All this is going on, and it's really conveyed brilliantly by the actors. Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie were actually Oscar nominated for this. And even today, but it was even more rare at this time, for a horror film, which is not recognized well by award givers, it's unusual, but they're terrific. Sissy Spacek is a method actress. We talked about that a few modules ago. She uses her own feelings, her own actions, her own self to create a character. And she's just brilliant in this film. She's vulnerable, both vulnerable, affected, but she's strong. She's powerful. She can convey her power with her facial expressions, with her body expressions, her body language. It's just a terrific mix of power and vulnerability. Piper Laurie is equally excellent in the film. She could have taken this crazy, fanatical, overzealous mother role too crazy and be ridiculous. She plays a very sexually repressed woman brilliantly. You can see that that's at the subtext to all of her scenes. Her and Spacek give a lot of power to their battles in the movie. Their scenes are just brilliant. And it does help that Laurie is a beautiful woman. She's a fiery, beautiful woman, and that she's playing this subtext of sexual repression really makes it interesting. If she was just dressed up as a dowdy woman and not look like a beautiful woman and somebody trying to hide this, it would not work. I think this all works beautifully. It's also brilliantly directed by Brian De Palma, who does what we're talking about this in class. He knows how to direct films visually to be interesting. He really was influenced by Alfred Hitchcock. We watched him a few modules ago direct Psycho, and Hitchcock was really known for using sharp editing, music, framing to really get things across. De Palma does the same thing. He even makes an homage to Psycho because the high school they go to is called Bates High School, named for, of course, Norman Bates in Psycho. So there's a lot of homages to Hitchcock here, and you'll see that in the film. A lot of you probably know De Palma for his 1983 film Scarface. He also made another popular film in the 80s, The Untouchables, but he directed a great number of great suspense films in the 70s, starting with the Phantom of the Paradise. He made a great suspense film in 1980 called Dressed to Kill. He was really well known at first for directing quite good thrillers and suspense films, and Carrie fits into this. I really think Carrie is his masterpiece. Some things I want you to note is watch the performances. Do you believe the film because of Spacek and Laurie's great performances? Does it work for you because of that? And also note how De Palma uses the camera brilliantly in this film to tell the story. Really watch for the prom scene later in the film. When we get to the prom scene, when they're having the high school prom, we see everything in about a 7 to 8 minute period of the film because of the camera. We don't hear dialogue. The camera tells us by focusing on the actors' faces, their reactions, how they feel about things. Do they misunderstand things? How they're connecting with each other. We see what the characters are doing by the way the camera does it. The camera pans, tells us things in the audience that other characters in the film don't know. Really focus on how the camera is using itself in the prom sequence. It's doing in other parts of the film too, but that is just a masterpiece of filming. And when you get to the end, he does some really cool things. I don't want to ruin that. Hopefully I'll hear that in your discussion. But again, Carrie, I think, is a great example of filmmaking at this time period and a look at the individual moving forward at this time period. I look forward to your discussion.